Hey, yo, welcome to the West Coast crossover with JD.
And your boy Jeremiah the Prophet, man. I'm super excited because it's the first day of the NBA preseason, and the Lakers already done took an L.
Hey, that L already got you excited. I'm not excited about that L, but I ain't going to really trip on that, man. Hey, I'm just here to let you guys know we're here to give you guys post-game recaps from time to time, in addition to our regularly scheduled podcast. So please follow us, tune in, keep up to date on what we got going on with the West Coast crossover.
Yeah, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that old good shit. Plus, I really want you to like and subscribe to West Coast Crossover on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and wherever you found that whack shit you've been listening to.
Hey, and if you can't keep up with all that, just go to westcoastcrossover.com. All that information is right there. Follow us there and keep up on what we got going on over here. But let's get on into it.
All right, well, let's get into the first segment, man. What had happened?
Man, let me tell you what had happened was the Lakers showed a little bit of inconsistency on defense, which we have seen before, and they also showed an inability to hit a three-point shot, man, and it was really getting on my nerves. I did not know what was going on. They couldn't hit anything. The defense, I mean, it was suspect, man. That's what was happening.
It was suspect, bro.
Or should I say what was not happening? That three-pointer, that was not going in.
Yeah. The three-pointers were horrible this game, man. If I could look at the stats and see what we had. I mean, what were they shooting from the field? Like, from three-point land, they shot 16%, bro.
30. And I'm going to go ahead and blame that on the Anaheim Pond. That's where the Clippers have played plenty of times before.
Oh, yeah.
Some of that whack juice all over the floor.
It was whack Clipper juice all over the place.
Yeah, some of the...
man.
What's that guy that used to have a curl for the Clippers?
The dude with the curl. World Be Free?
Might have been. Cage, Michael Cage. Some old Michael Cage Clipper juice all over the floor, making the Lakers miss three-pointers left and right.
That's probably what it was, bro. Yeah. So from the jump, man, I mean, what really happened? I mean, how to start off?
You know what, man? From the jump, Brook Lopez did not suit up for the Lakers tonight. We all kind of knew that was going to happen, and I was under the impression that Zubac was going to step into the starting lineup, but instead, Lakers decided to go ahead and play some small ball. They moved Randle over to the center, slid Nance over into the four, a couple of guys that we've been going back and forth on who's going to have a big contribution to the Lakers, but they both started tonight. And it was kind of interesting in the first quarter. Who was it? They got off to kind of a slow start, man, but it was exciting. One thing that I noticed right off the jump was the way that the Lakers were moving the ball, passing the ball.
Dude, they were moving, and they were moving their bodies too, though, man. It was at a breakneck speed.
Right, and they were very active. They were just all over the ball. They were trying, man. Their defensive concepts were there. Even though the Timberwolves were actually able to hit some shots and score a decent amount of points in the first quarter, I believe over 30, the concepts were there, and the Lakers were really putting forth an effort. And you can kind of actually see the improvement concept-wise as far as the players trying to follow the defensive game plan and implement that in a game. You can see that improvement. They just got to get a little bit better on the rotations and get a little bit of cohesion. As defense definitely needs that.
Yeah, they got to get a little bit better together. But, I mean, they was running around like crazy. And I know Luke Walton did say before the game that they had worked on approximately 0% offense. So they were just kind of playing pickup at a breakneck speed.
It kind of showed a little bit. I mean, who was it? I know Clarkson came in. He shot an air ball off the bench. The game got kind of sloppy. KCP, he looked kind of unsure of himself on offense.
Yeah, he looked a little suspect, man. But who did do their thing?
Did do their thing? Let me tell you who did do their thing. He goes by the name of Kuz. Yeah. Let's get used to saying that, man, because he led the team in scoring this preseason game, and he was doing it from all over the floor, finishing at the rim with dunks. He was hitting from long range. There was a point, I believe it was in the second or third quarter, man, where he had hit 3 straight shots using hook shots in the post. He got the crowd going. He's one of those guys that can be electric, become a crowd favorite, maybe in the vein of Kurt Rambis. I'm not saying play like him. I'm just saying be a crowd favorite like him. Crowd favorite. That's what I'm talking about. But he just electrified the crowd, man, with the way that with what he was doing. Again, we touched on it before with him making the right plays. I think he was a little bit nervous, but he played very well, and he was a surprise.
He was balling, man. He did that, bro. Let's see. He had 19 points, 5 rebounds, and he shot 9 for 12 from the field, man. That's a no joke kind of game, man. And it didn't look like an accident either. It looked like he knew what he was doing out there, man. It was pretty dope. But I would also say that Julius Randle did his thing, and I was kind of talking bad about him on the last show, so I want to give him his props that he had 15 points and shot 50%.
Yeah, you need to go ahead and do that. Give Julius his props, bro, because you was shitting on him a little bit, man. You was, and I did go ahead and expound upon that earlier. That Julius is probably going to be key to the season. One thing I did not like were the 3-pointers that he shot. Oh my God,
man, bro. See, that's why I was. See, that's what. But I'm not going to. I'm going to
talk about it because I was uncomfortable seeing him shoot that 3-pointer. His body's kind of turned to the side, and he looked like he didn't know what he was doing when he shot it, man.
Hey, and what's cool is they said he worked on it all summer.
I believe that lie too. I thought he was going to be shooting 33%. I thought he was going to look like a natural out the 3-point line. Man, he looked like he was shooting 3-pointers with his offhand. It was bad. But the thing was, when he stepped in a few feet and took some mid-range stuff, like around 18 feet, he looked like a natural shooter from that range, and he was able to hit. But the one thing that he was able to do was get to the rim and finish around the rim. He looked crafty. He looked like he was on balance. He didn't look like a bull in a china shop. He finished with his right hand around the rim, grabbed his own miss off one of those funky ass 3-pointers.
That was a cold finish too. He came with the jelly.
Exactly, right in the beginning of the game. But he really impressed me with what he did on offense, on defense. No. He is. Yeah, listen, man, I'm the defender of Julius, so I'm not going to say he was suspect. I'm going to say he was dealing with Karl Anthony Towns. So everybody's going to look suspect against that guy. Let's not get it twisted, man.
True that. Well, Jordan Clarkson also balled. He had 14 points. It was 6 for 10 from the field. He was a little wild like he normally is, but I kind of blame that on the offense. And Zubac, my man's Zupac Shakur, my man went for 9 points, 4 out of 6, and he wasn't like he was playing the whole game. But when he was out there, he looked very efficient. I don't know if that was just the luck of the game or whatnot, or if he's back to being, the guy that we was expecting him to be. But I can tell you one thing about him. He toned up a little bit, man. I was noticing, dude. He didn't have the flab that he used to have last year, man. He looked like he was in real good shape.
Yeah, man, I don't know what it is. Maybe he hit that vegan diet or something. But he's lost a lot of body fat, and they're calling that man 8%. That's his nickname right now. And that's because he checked in at only 8% body fat. And it actually showed on the court. I thought he looked pretty good out there. He was doing his thing. He was looking like we were hoping that he would look in the preseason after having a basically, let's call it what it is, man. That was a tragic preseason he was having. It was whack.
It was whack.
But this game, he played about 19 minutes, and then, like you said, he was 4-6, had 9 points. He also had 5 boards, 2 assists, and 2 blocks. And what he did, he anchored the bench, man, because the bench actually, they played very well. If you look at that plus minus, everybody on the bench was on the plus side,
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. When they brought in the squad from the summer league at the end of the game, that's when they closed the gap. They were down by 20 in the third quarter, and then they closed it when they brought them dudes in to close. They got it to 9 before it kind of like blew back apart a little bit. You could tell it wasn't gonna happen. But we do got to talk about one dude. How did Lonzo do, man? Dude.
Lonzo, like I said, you could tell he had an effect on the team straight from the jump, by the energy that he had and the way that they were moving the ball. One thing that I did not like was the fact that his shot wasn't falling, but one thing that I can't blame him for is the type of shots that he was taking. They were okay.
My man's a smart baller, dog. I'm all in on the ball.
Yeah, but he has a real knack for just being around the ball. He had a lot of rebounds. Not the Russell Westbrook type of athletic go-get-it rebounds, but he was just in the right spot.
Just getting to the right spot.
And then there was a couple offensive rebounds he had where he tapped the ball out to an open man for a shot. I think Ingram hit his first shot off of a rebound like that from Ball. So he really did a good job of controlling the game. He didn't look rattled at all. I saw them trying to put some pressure on him in the beginning. Jeff Teague was trying to turn it up on him, but he handled that well. Outside of missing those shots, which I think they're going to start to fall, he played pretty well, man. And I was pretty impressed with how he played defensively. I don't think he was a liability. He accounted for himself very well. I was very impressed. I'm glad to see how the Ball era is getting off to a good start for the Lakers.
Well, I looked at it. Let's see. He played 36 minutes, which it didn't seem like he played that much. He kind of disappeared sometimes, I guess, to me. But in the first half, he had 5 points, like 4 assists and 5 rebounds or something like that. And I was thinking, man, triple-double alerts going down. But he finished the game with them same 5 points, but he had 8 assists and 7 rebounds. They kind of pulled him a little bit early and was not overdoing it towards the end of the game when they figured the game was already over. But, I mean, that's kind of stuff happens. Now, super versus suspect, bro. What was super about the game, and what was just suspect? It made you feel like, I don't know how that's going to work.
One thing that was actually super that we haven't even touched on yet was Brandon Ingram and his aggression. He looked very comfortable out on the floor. Let's not get it twisted. He was 4-15, right? That looks bad, and it sounds bad.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But if you watch the game, man, his aggression and his confidence in himself, it looked legit. It didn't look like he was forcing up shots because people said that he should. It looked like he had confidence in his game. He's been working. He looked fast. He looked strong. He looked explosive. Right. I liked what I saw from Ingram. Again, the shooting percentage wasn't there, but it wasn't there for anybody on the team, really, outside of a couple of guys, Randle and Kuzma and Zubac. And actually, you know what? I'll take that back. The bench shot good, but those guys, Ingram and Lonzo, they weren't really able to hit their shots at all.
And nobody was hot from 3, man. But I'll tell you what the discouraging sign was for me, though, man. This is what was suspect, is that it seemed like they could not rebound. Now, the numbers at the end of the game made it look like it was even. I'm not sure how it finished for the team, but it looked, let's see, at the end, they had 49-48. They lost by 1 rebound, basically, right? But to the eyeball test, it seemed like every time Denver put up a shot, if it came off, somebody would just grab it and put it right back, man. And it looked bad on that end, dude. And I don't know if that's going to get any better because Brook Lopez is not known for being like a tenacious rebounder. He's one of the most suspect rebounders out of all the 7 players.
Yeah, it seemed like the Lakers were collecting a lot of rebounds towards the end to kind of even those numbers out because
in garbage
during
time.
the game, man, they couldn't really do anything to keep Taj Gibson and Dang off the board. They were really killing them.
I was like,
dang. Exactly. So it was bad on the boards. I agree. I don't know if Brook Lopez is going to really do anything to help that out. That was a bad part of the game. Let me tell you something else that I did not like, man.
What's that?
Brandon Ingram. I'm going to need you to holler at your barber and get something done about that, man. You look like you got a bag of rotten gummy worms festering on your scalp. And you know what? I saw Vanderbilt enter the end of the game. I think it might be his fault. I don't know if he's having some kind of bad influence. Both of y'all brothers need to get in that. But I get it, man. Y'all like the nappy hair. Hey, I get it, but
they trying to do like a Chief Keef type of.
I don't know,
swag.
bro. They have braids and dreads and all kind of stuff going on. Just all kind of bad stuff. And anyway, find one hairstyle, stick to it.
All right, so what's the epic win of the game, man? Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you what the epic win was. It was when Jordan Clarkson yammed on the old boy. Who did he bang on, dog? But somebody he dunked on and fell into the staunch. And it was dope.
I don't know exactly who it was. I just saw T-Wolves, and I saw Jordan Clarkson rising in the air and politely dunking on that man. I mean, hey, I guess you could say that was like Kobe would tell him it was one of those light-skinned brother plays. But
but it was cold. And it was cold enough for me.
It was the play of the game for the Lakers, and I definitely appreciate any time somebody dunks on somebody else, especially the Timberwolves. It takes me back to that one time. Well, it wasn't the Timberwolves, it was the Wizards. My bad. When Kobe dunked in the preseason, though.
A lot of niggas got
it happens all the time.
Hey, but what was the epic fail?
Man, I told you the epic fail was those damn haircuts. Also, who in the world is Alex Caruso?
You don't remember him from
man, I keep on thinking that he's a coach. Every time I see him, I'm like, man, he looks like somebody that won a contest, be a Laker for a day. I'm in the insurance business. He looks like a guy that I work with every single day, I swear, Alex Caruso. But he had a cold play where he kind of broke somebody down and threw the lob to Thomas Bryant and kind of shut me up. But then he kind of threw up some kind of whack air ball later on.
Yeah, he should never shoot. But everything else he did was all right. And he did real good in the summer league. I'm surprised you don't know, my
South
man.
Bay defenders.
Caruso.
Look out for Alex Caruso.
Yeah, he's going to be the leader of that squad.
Yeah, he might. He
South Bay.
Hey, Vanderbilt better watch out. He might get his 10-day contract taken by Alex Caruso.
Well, I'll tell you what else was an epic fail of the game. That dude, Tyler Ennis, did not deserve to be a Laker. So somebody tried to rip his jersey off, bro. Hey, man.
I thought you were going to clown him because he looked like Darren Williams' son. If he wasn't having those issues, whatever kind of funny issues Darren Williams was having with his hair.
Yeah. I think that's funny too. But somebody decided that he don't need to be on the Lakers guy and try to snatch his jersey off his back, bro. It wasn't even me.
Aren't those supposed to be some kind of new jersey? That's not good advertising for Nike. Ain't they making the new jerseys?
Nah. It's not.
And isn't Wish the sponsor? I wish they had some better jerseys.
Well, anyway, man, who the Lakers got next, man? Matter of fact, they play tomorrow, right?
The Denver Nuggets.
The Nuggets. We're gonna eat the Nuggets tomorrow, man. We're gonna eat tomorrow. We gotta serve the Nuggets. So they're playing tomorrow. You can catch them on They're gonna be on Sportsnet like usual at 7:30.
They are,
and they're playing where? Oh yeah, that's a home game. We got to give them that work. All of them's home game when you're a Laker, though. Anyway, so make sure if you guys don't watch that game, or even if you do and you want to check us out and see what our analysis is on the situation, follow us on by searching West Coast Crossover on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all that good shit. And subscribe us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and all that. So
www.West Coast Crossover. If you can't, exactly, find us there. If you can't remember all that, just all of that information is there, along with our podcast, including our previous podcast. You can go on there and find articles by us. All that good stuff is on westcoastcrossover.com.
All right. Well, once again, this is the West Coast Crossover, and this is your boy, Jeremiah the Prophet, and
JD.
Yep, and we out, y'all.